Kings, queens, celebrities, politicians, everyone's there paying their respects to the people's princess. But wait, where's Sophie? Future Duchess of Edinburgh, Prince Edward's girlfriend, practically family at that point, and she's nowhere to be seen. For 27 years, we thought we knew why she skipped the most watched funeral in history. Well, Royal Cookies fans, prepare to have your minds absolutely blown because the truth has just been revealed, and it's so much more dramatic than you could ever imagine. Welcome back to Royal Cookies, where we serve up the juiciest royal gossip with a side of heart-wrenching humanity. Please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. But before we spill this piping hot royal tea, so here's what we thought we knew. Sophie Rhys-Jones, who was dating Prince Edward at the time, simply didn't attend Diana's funeral. Maybe she wasn't close enough to the family yet. Maybe it was protocol. Maybe she just didn't feel it was her place. Standard royal logic, right? Royal biographer Sean Smith has just released Sophie, Saving the Royal Family this July, and the truth he's uncovered will absolutely floor you. Are you ready for this? Sophie didn't attend Princess Diana's funeral because, wait for it, she looked too much like Diana. I'm not joking. According to Smith's explosive new book, Sophie made the incredibly selfless decision to stay away from Westminster Abbey because she was terrified that her striking resemblance to the late princess would be too upsetting for the crowd. Let's paint this picture for you. It's 1997, and both women are sporting those iconic cropped blonde hairstyles that were absolutely everywhere in the 90s. Sophie, with her delicate features and that same elegant bone structure, could genuinely pass for Diana from a distance. Now imagine you're a grieving member of the public, perhaps someone who camped out for days to pay your respects to Diana. You're already emotionally destroyed, tears streaming down your face, and suddenly you spot what looks like Princess Diana walking into her own funeral. The psychological impact would be devastating. But here's what makes this story absolutely incredible. Sophie didn't make this decision because she was worried about awkward stares or uncomfortable questions. No, no, no. This woman, who was barely even officially royal at this point, made one of the most compassionate and thoughtful decisions in royal history. A palace insider quoted in Smith's book revealed, Sophie decided it would be too upsetting for the crowd if she went. She's well aware that she looks like Princess Diana from a distance and made her decision in a caring and thoughtful way. Can we just take a moment to appreciate this? While everyone else was thinking about protocol, proper morning attire, and where they'd sit in the pecking order, Sophie was thinking about the emotional well-being of complete strangers. She essentially sacrificed her own right to mourn publicly because she couldn't bear the thought of causing additional pain to people who were already heartbroken. But wait, there's more. This revelation completely changes how we understand Sophie's relationship with the royal family during that crucial period. Remember, this was just months before she'd become engaged to Prince Edward in 1999. She was still technically an outsider, yet she was already displaying the kind of emotional intelligence and consideration that would later make her one of the most beloved royals. Think about it, here's a woman who was probably desperately wanting to show support for her future in-laws during their darkest hour, but instead chose to put the public's emotional needs first. That's not just selfless, that's next-level royal material right there. This physical similarity to Diana has actually been a double-edged sword throughout Sophie's royal career. On one hand, that elegant, approachable beauty has helped her connect with the public in ways that feel reminiscent of Diana's magic touch. But on the other hand, imagine living in the shadow of the most photographed woman in the world, knowing that every public appearance might trigger painful memories for people. Let's zoom out for a second and remember just how massive Diana's funeral was. We're talking about 2.5 billion people watching worldwide. That's more than a third of the entire global population at the time. Westminster Abbey, the streets of London, every television screen on the planet was focused on this single event. The emotional weight was astronomical. People weren't just mourning a princess. They were mourning someone who had revolutionized what it meant to be royal, someone who had touched their hearts directly through her humanitarian work and relatability. Now imagine being Sophie in that moment. You're in love with a prince, you're being slowly introduced to royal life, and suddenly the most beloved royal of the modern era, someone you might have looked up to yourself, is gone. You want to pay your respects, you want to support your boyfriend's family, but you also have this uncanny physical resemblance that could turn your presence into an unwitting spectacle. It's like being caught between wanting to do the right thing and realizing that sometimes the right thing is actually doing nothing at all. Can you imagine if Sophie had attended? The tabloids would have gone absolutely mental. Diana's doppelganger at the funeral. Royal look-alike causes confusion. Who is this woman who looks just like our dead princess? The media circus would have been absolutely brutal, and it would have completely overshadowed what should have been a solemn moment of national mourning. Sophie, with her PR background, probably saw this coming from a mile away. Fast forward to 2024, and look where Sophie is now. She's become what many royal experts are calling the secret weapon of the modern monarchy. After years of other royals causing headlines for all the wrong reasons, I'm looking at you, Harry and Meghan, Andrew, and even some of Charles's earlier missteps, Sophie has emerged as this incredibly steady, reliable, and genuinely beloved figure. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know if you're Team Sophie or if you think I'm seeing green where there's just good fashion sense. If you're obsessed with royal strategy and environmental impact like I am, make sure you're subscribed to Royal Cookies because we're serving up the most sustainable royal content on YouTube. And remember, in a world full of fast fashion and royal scandals, sometimes the most revolutionary thing you can do is wear your values on your sleeve, preferably in a gorgeous shade of green. Sophie's proving that environmental activism isn't just about what you do, it's about who you become. Until next time, keep munching on those eco-friendly royal cookies.